then. And for tonight's class, we're going to go ahead and get started. So please sit comfortably. We'll start by getting centered, sitting tall in a way that feels comfortable for you. I'm sitting on a couple of folded blankets, my legs crossed. You could extend your legs forward. You could even lay down if you wanted to. We'll just spend a few moments going inward. So letting your eyes close, take a few deep breaths in and out. And just feel what that feels like to breathe for a moment. There's the feeling of the lungs filling and emptying. Maybe your breath is a bit deeper than you normally have it. There's the sensation of the breath in the nostrils and at the throat. What does it feel like to breathe? Of course, your body is moving as you breathe. What parts of the body are moving? Is it the belly? Is it the rib cage? Somewhere else? Feel your breath moving in your body. Notice when the mind wanders and bring it back to this movement of the body, this feeling of the breath inside of your body, just helping to draw your mind down out of the spin, the to-do lists, the obligations, the compulsions, and through the awareness of the breath and the breath moving in the body, we are now bringing the mind to the present moment, this one right here. Not an hour from now, not a day from now, not an hour ago or yesterday, but right now, this moment, the one we have. And many traditions teach that happiness, joy, contentment can only be experienced in the present moment. So when you're aware of the breath and the breath's movement in the body, and that brings the mind to the present moment, you're creating the conditions for your mind to actually, and for you to actually experience joy, happiness, contentment. So know that you're opening that window for yourself when you're aware of the breath. Good. And then let yourself take a deeper, fuller breath. Bring your palms together in front of you and lower your chin and just honor yourself as you are in this moment. This body, this breath, this energetic state, this state of mind. And from this place within you, we will practice. So go ahead and rub the palms together, creating heat. And take those warm palms over your eyes, brushing back over the top of your head, down your neck, and bringing yourself gently, slowly back to the room around you. And we're going to start off tonight on hands and knees. So move any props you have off to the sides, and we'll come to table pose. So bringing the hands underneath your shoulders and the knees beneath your hips or just a little bit further back. And we'll start with some flexing of the spine. So with your inhale, look forward, feel the tailbone lift. And as you exhale, round the back, tucking the chin and tail under. Then inhale again, look forward, feel the tailbone lift. And exhale, round the back. And do that a few more times. Inhale, looking forward, exhale, rounding. Moving with your breath. Good. Inhale, looking forward. Then exhale, child's pose. Seat to the heels, forehead down. Then inhale, float back up, hands and knees. Look forward. Exhale again, around the back, go back to child's pose. Then inhale back up again. Exhale back. Moving with the breath. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. One more time. And then the next time you come to hands and knees, curl the toes under and lift the hips into the air. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we'll stay in down dog here for a few breaths. Now, the goal here in down dog isn't so much to straighten the legs, but to straighten the spine. So you can bend your knees a bit if you need to, and you can even take your feet as wide apart as your yoga mat and shoot the hips powerfully toward the sky behind you. Once the back is flattened out, you can then begin to walk the dog out, pressing the heels to the floor and bending the opposite knee. Breathing length into the legs as you keep the spine or the back flat. Good, just a couple more times. And then inhale, float down onto hands and knees carefully. Look forward. Release the feet. Exhale, child's pose. Seat to the heels, forehead to the floor. Stay for 3 breaths. Just feeling sensation. You know, we've done a few movements so far. What does it feel like to be in your body right now? Maybe you're aware of tightness. Maybe you've already experienced some relief. All experiences are welcome. And then with your next inhale, come back up to hands and knees. Good. So you have a couple of options here for this next one. What I'm going to ask you to do is to step your left foot out to the side and bring the foot flat to the floor. Now, for the purpose of demonstrating, I'm going to turn to face the camera. And if you wanted to, you could turn on your mat as well so that the foot out to the side is on your mat. Or it can be off to the side. Do whatever feels good for you, all right? But take the left foot out to the side, and you're grounding through the pinky edge of that left foot. It's going to be tempting to want to pick it up. Keep it flattened on the floor, all right? And have your hands underneath your shoulders. And then before we do anything else, look forward and then feel the tailbone curl toward the ceiling. So there's a little bit of a dip in the lower back. Now, just by doing that, you might start to feel a stretch on the inner thigh. To help emphasize that, keep the tailbone lifting and glide backwards. And then inhale, come back up. And then exhale, glide backwards. Keep that foot grounding. Inhale back up. Exhale, glide backwards, just going to the point that you can while you keep the tailbone lifting. It's going to be tempting to tuck the back. Try to keep a little bit of a dip in the lower back here. And the next time you exhale, glide back to your furthest point. Again, tailbone lifting. I'm going to keep saying that. And just breathe at this point for a few rounds. Good. With your next inhale, come back up. We're going to do one more exercise here. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, bend the left knee. Go ahead and sink to the side here. Then inhale, straighten the leg. And then exhale, bend the left knee again, sink down in. Inhale back up. And let's keep going. Sinking in. Straightening the leg, inhale. Exhale, sinking in. Inhale back. Couple more times. And then as you sink to the left this time, go ahead and stay here. And you can walk your hands to the left for stability if you'd like to, or you could leave them where they were at, whatever feels good for you. Feeling that stretch in the hip here. Beautiful. Inhale, straighten the left leg and step it on in. Child's pose to adjust. Staying for a breath or so. And then come back up to hands and knees. And we'll do those same 2 exercises on the other side. So stepping your right foot out, ground through the pinky edge of that right foot. Hands are under the shoulders. Roll the shoulders down the back and lift the tailbone. Take a deep breath in and exhale, glide back a bit. Keep the tail lifting. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, glide back a bit. Feeling that stretch in the hip, the inner thigh. Inhale back up. Exhale back. Couple more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Keep the tailbone lifting as you glide back this time. Stay at your point, which means as far as you can go without the tail tucking under. Keep it lifting. Ground to the right pinky edge foot. All right, inhale, come back up. And we'll do that second exercise here. So take a deep breath in. With your exhale, bend the right knee, sink sideways. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, sink. Bending the right knee. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend the knee, sink on in. Inhale, straighten. A couple more times. And take your time, but as you exhale this time, bend the right knee, stay. Your hands can walk to the right if you'd like to for stability, or you can keep them where they were at. Breathe. Good. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Go ahead and step the knee in, and we'll come into downward facing dog this time. So go ahead and curl the toes under and lift the hips. And feel sensation again. Feeling the back flatten, feeling the legs stretch. A nice symmetrical pose after what we've just done. Good. One more breath here in down dog. And then go ahead and float back down onto hands and knees. Why not? Child's pose for just a moment. And then come back up to hands and knees, inhale. And we're gonna do another exercise with this whole leg out to the side thing. So starting on hands and knees, step your left foot out to the side once more, grounding through that pinky edge. And you're gonna bring your right hand underneath your face. So left foot is out, right hand under the face, and extend your left arm out to the side. Good, palm face down. Take a deep breath in here. With your exhale, sweep the left arm into the air, twist, look up if you can, and then inhale, unwind, look down. Exhale, twist again, sweep the left arm into the air, twist, twist, twist. Then inhale, unwind. We're gonna do 3 more. Exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind. And you guessed it, we're gonna hold the last round. Exhale, twist and stay. Roll the left shoulder back. Again, looking up if you can. If that's too much on your neck, you can look straight forward. Breathe. Good. Then inhale, unwind. Bring the left hand down to the floor. Step the left knee into center. And we'll start the other side, taking the right foot out. Ground through the pinky edge. Bring the left hand underneath your face. Right arm out to the side, palm face down. Take a deep breath in here. And exhale, sweep the right arm into the air, twist, twist, twist. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind. We're gonna do 3 more. Exhale, twist. And unwind. And twist. And unwind. Let's hold the pose this time. Twist, exhale. And stay. Again, looking up if you can. If not, just look forward or down. Rolling that right shoulder back. Okay, all right, go ahead and unwind. Bring the right hand down, step the knee in, downward facing dog, curl the toes under, lift the hips. Good. All right, so from downward facing dog, go ahead and walk your hands back to meet your feet, coming into standing forward fold. Soften the knees, bend them slightly, and allow the upper body to drape down over the thighs. Release the head, neck, head, neck, and arms, the jaw. And as you're folding here, notice where you're resting the weight of your body in your feet. If it's more toward the heels, just lean forward just slightly into the balls of the feet. You'll start to feel more stretch in the backs of the legs and your lower back. Again, it's okay for the knees to be bending here. Now we'll stay here in the forward fold for just a few more rounds. And if you'd like to, you can start to shake the head around a little bit, just helping to coax some of that tension off the neck. Breathe. Good. Then bring the head to stillness. Inhale, press palms to shins, come halfway up, chest parallel to the floor, looking down at the ground. Exhale, fold down. Again, palms to shins, halfway up, inhale. And exhale, fold down one more time. Inhale, halfway rise. And exhale, fold. Now with your next inhale, sweep the arms out to the side with a strong back lift all the way up to standing. Reach the arms overhead. And then bring the palms to your heart. Take a few breaths here, feeling sensation, the back body, the backs of the legs, the hips. Good. All right, so we're gonna do some work to get those shoulders nice and warmed up. So for this exercise, kind of a brain teaser, if you will. I find that the less you think about it, the easier it is to do, okay? And so I'm gonna get started and I'm gonna start showing you what it looks like. And then whenever you feel ready, jump in, okay? So what this is I'm gonna sweep my arms up, down, cross, and back. Up, back, cross, back. Up, back, cross, back. Join me. Up, back, cross, back. Arms up, arms back, cross the arms and back. Up, back, cross, back. Up, back, cross, back. Up, back, cross, back. Just let the arms swing around. And again, like this can start to get a bit tricky because you're not sure where to move the body from one point to another after a while. So just keep hearing that in your mind. Up, back, cross, back. Up, back, cross, back. Up, back, cross, back. You're going to hear that in your sleep tonight. Now, there is no prescribed breathing rhythm for this movement. Just make sure you're taking slow, deep breaths, okay? Don't hold your breath and relax your jaw too. Up, back, cross, back. Up, back, cross, back. We're doing this for a full 2 minutes, by the way. And if you do want to make it a bit more challenging, if you feel like you have the brain space right now, you can switch which arm crosses on top each time. But if that's just too much to think about, don't worry about it. Up, back, cross, back, up, back, cross, back. Feeling the full rotation of these shoulder joints, getting them nice and loosened up, as well as the muscles around the shoulder blades, the muscles of the chest, the pectorals, and even some lateral movement as well, the sides of the body. Up, back, cross, back, up, back, cross, back, up, back, cross, back, up, back, cross, back. Swinging it out. We got about another 30 seconds left. Make them count. Up, back, cross, back, up, back, cross, back. It really doesn't matter how long you do this one. Like, you'll get to a point where you still don't know what to do. So when that happens, be gracious with yourself and hear it in your mind. Up, back, cross, and back. Breathe. You're almost there. Just a couple more seconds. Up, back, cross, back. Last one. Up, back, cross, and release. Good. If you're not sure where to end it, just stop. And feel sensation, your breath rate, your heart rate, tingling in the arms and the hands, warmth, sensation in the chest, the shoulders, the upper back, maybe the neck. Good. So now that we have the shoulders nice and warmed up, let's do some work for the neck because that's also an area that's pretty warm here. All right. So you can do this standing. I'm going to turn around so you can see what's happening here. But I'm going to drop my right arm down, straight down. My left hand is going to reach behind my back and either grab above or below the elbow joint. Don't grab the elbow itself, but above or below. And what you're going to do is traction this right shoulder downward. Now, once you have the right shoulder traction down, drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. You'll feel this powerful pull on the right side of your neck and the top of the right shoulder. Breathe into that sensation. And you can play around with the rotation of your chin here to find your stretch. And don't forget to breathe. Always, always. Good. And then roll your chin down to your sternum, your breastbone. Release the arm and lift your head. Now, one thing you'll probably notice is just a stark difference in sensation between the right side of your neck and the left side of your neck. Might feel like relief. Might feel like, oh, there's still tension there. We'll get to it. But we do have to do the other side. So this time it's your left hand, your left arm that's hanging heavy next to you. Your right arm is going to reach behind and again, grab either above or below the elbow joint. All right. And then traction the left shoulder downward and drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Feel that length on the left side of your neck and breathe into that length. Deep breaths. And just like the first side, you can play around with the rotation of your chin, the position of it, to see where your stretch here is. We all hold tension differently. And when you found that stretch, stop and just breathe with it. Just a couple more breaths, all right? Good. Then roll the chin to sternum, release the arm, and then lift your head. I don't know about you, but my neck feels long right now. I probably gained an inch just from that tension being released. Come back to that one. Put it in your pocket, as I like to say. Use it later if you need it. So when you're ready, I'd like you to take a wide stance on your yoga mat. So you probably have to turn sideways. And you want your toes pointing directly forward, if not pigeon toeing slightly. Do not have them out to the side. It's more inward. Good. All right. So take your left hand down onto the left leg. Just relax there. Right arm out to the side and turn the palm toward the ceiling. Now with a big inhale, reach the right arm up and then go ahead and tilt over. Slide the left hand as far down the leg as it can. And then exhale, zip yourself right back up to standing. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, reach the right arm up toward the sky and then tilt on over. And then exhale, zip yourself on up. 3 more times. Reaching up and tilt. Strong core bringing you back. Twice more. Exhale, return. Now, if you can, we're going to hold this next round, okay? So reach the arm up and over. It might mean you don't go as far. Think about rolling the right shoulder back a bit here. Maybe even looking under the arm, so toward the ceiling. Stay for one more breath. And then carefully come back up. Nice tall spine, except now we feel unbalanced because we stretched one side and not the other. So let's go ahead and fix that. So take your right arm down onto your right leg, just let it hang out there. Left arm out to the side, turn the palm toward the ceiling. And then with your next inhale, reach up and over. Exhale, zip yourself back up, tall spine. Again, inhale, reach up and over. And exhale, zip yourself on back up. 3 more times, all right? Reach, inhale. Exhale, return. Reach, inhale. Exhale, return. Last one, okay? Reach up, tilt over, and we're going to stay for a few rounds. Again, it might mean you don't go as far as you've been going. But reach through those left fingertips, roll the left shoulder back. Again, you can look up if you'd like to, or you can look straight forward. That big length on the left side. Good, and with your next inhale, come back up and release the arm. Good. Hopefully we feel a bit more balanced on the sides of our bodies now. Then keeping the feet still pointing forward or even slightly pigeon toeing, just go ahead and slide the hands down the backs of your legs, coming into the wide leg forward fold. Good. Just hanging out here for a moment. Let the knees be a little bit bent. Good. Then with your next inhale, sweep the arms out to the side with a strong back. Lift yourself all the way up. And then release the arms on down. Good. So we're going to do another exercise with wide legs. This time I'd like you to turn the toes out to the sides about 45 degrees. All right. It's going to help get us ready for squat. So your hands can start on your hips. And if your hands are on your hips, squeeze the elbows toward one another behind you. Now, the other option for the arms, which is sometimes a bit harder, is to have the arms straight up. Okay, so you can do that. or you can do this, okay? Whichever one you want. Take a deep breath in. With your exhale, bend your knees, taking the knees out over the toes. Sink down. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend the knees, sink down, keep the heart lifting. Squeeze the elbows together. Good, lift back up. Let's do 3 more. Good, this time we're going to stay. So bend the knees, sink down in. The timer starts when the last one gets here. I can sense it. And again, you can have hands on hips, elbows working together behind you, or you can take your arms straight up. And breathe. Stay for 3 more breaths. You're almost there. This is where you realize I breathe slower than you. It's okay. With your inhale, straighten the legs. And relax for a moment. Good job. Good. So the next thing we're going to do is another hip exercise. We're going to keep the feet wide. If you need to step them together for a moment to take a break, please take care of yourself. But when you're ready, turn the feet parallel once again. I'm actually going to take a drink of water before we get down there. Don't forget to hydrate, y'all. All right, feet pointing directly forward, sweep the arms up overhead, and then exhale, swan dive, fold forward down over the legs. Good. Now with your hands or fingertips on the ground, bring yourself halfway up, chest parallel to the ground. If the floor is feeling far away, you could use yoga blocks here under the hands too. So keeping the chest and your hips on the same flat level plane parallel to the floor, take a deep breath in and exhale, bend your left knee, sink sideways. Then inhale, straighten the left knee, and then exhale, bend the right knee, sink sideways. Inhale back up, and exhale, sink to the left. Inhale up and exhale, bend the right knee. Now keep going. Inhale, straightening the leg. Exhale, bending the knee. And keep both feet flat on the floor the entire time. Both feet flat on the floor, feeling the stretch in the hips here as you move side to side. And again, your chest and your hips are on the same flat plane. It's tempting here to drop the head, and it's tempting here to drop the hips. You actually want to stay just this flat surface, shifting from side to side, which is harder than it looks. Let's do a couple more from side to side. Then you ask yourself, become aware of this curiosity, what happens if we hold one side? So let's go ahead and figure that out. Bend your left knee, sink down in and stay. Now your hands can stay in center where they were at before, or you could walk them to the left to support you. Do whatever feels good here. Or I guess whatever feels most supportive. This posture objectively might not feel that great. Keep both feet flat on the floor, especially that pinky edge of the right foot. Good, straighten the left knee. Take a moment, you can fold forward if you'd like. We will be doing the other side. You know, we're always seeking balance here. When you're ready, lift yourself up halfway again, chest and hips on the same flat level plane. And then exhale, bend the right knee, sink on in. You can walk your hands to the right if you'd like. And again, keep that left foot flat on the ground. And breathe. This side might feel tighter than the first side. It might feel more open, or it might be equally uncomfortable. Keep breathing. We can't rush the hips here, so we have to take our time with it. You're almost there. Good. Straighten the leg and let's fold forward. But wait, there's more. So you can lift yourself up halfway again. And there are three positions for the hands here. You can either take your hands onto your shin/ankles. That's going to be the simplest classically. You can take your hands onto your hips. That's going to be a little bit harder. And then if you really want to go for it tonight, the arms can just extend out to the sides. And you can change your mind at any point, okay? So you're going to bring your arms into one of those positions. You're going to take a deep breath in, and then you're going to bend both knees at the same time. Yes, both at the same time. The chest and the hips, again, stay on the same flat level plane. And hands can be on the shin/ankles. They can rest on the hips or out to the side, the airplane arms. Okay? And no matter what your mind tells you in the next 30 seconds, I want you to stay here, okay? Be with the discomfort, breathe with the discomfort. It's okay that it's there. In my experience, the mind usually gives up before the body does. So I know you're strong enough. Be with it. You're almost there. You might shake a little bit. That's okay. 5 more seconds. Good, then straighten the legs, bring the hands to the floor, folding forward. Getting into the hips tonight. With your next inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides, come all the way up standing. And release the arms down. Good. Now just to give yourself a break, go ahead and step the feet together. Might need to shake the legs out or something if you'd like to. I'm going to demonstrate the next exercise. So that'll give you a moment just to adjust. And so there's a method to the madness. We've been working our way toward this next posture all evening. And so you were ready for it. So just watch me do it before you join me. I promise I'll walk you through the steps. And so no matter what position your mat is in your room, you're going to stand on off the long edge of it, just like I'm doing right now, okay? And I'm going to take my feet fairly wide, as wide apart as I can manage. And then I'm going to fold forward and walk my hands to the other side of my mat. So I'm just hovering over the mat. That'll make sense here in a moment. And for me, I'm going to take my feet a little bit wider here. We're coming into frog pose for those of you who know it. And then I'm going to lift up onto the balls of my feet and then release down onto the insides of my knees. Okay. Now I understand that not all of us can get onto the inside of our knees. If you cannot, what I recommend you doing is bringing cushion underneath the knee joints here. And an easy way to do that is to take your yoga mat and fold it over a couple of times to give yourself that support. You might want to do that regardless here. Okay, so this part is a good place to nurture yourself. And then once you've done that, the inside arches of the feet are going to rest against the floor, just a little bit wider than the knees, like frog legs. That's where this pose gets its name. Then from here, I'm going to come down onto my forearms. And good, I'm still on camera. Good. Now my elbows are under my shoulders, and my chest and my hips are on the same flat level plane. I'm not dropping down here, and I'm also not up here. Okay, that's not the pose. On the forearms is the pose. Now the last thing I'll do once I've gotten to this point, and trust me, I'm already feeling it, I'm going to move my hips back behind me. I'm just going to glide back a little bit until I hit a wall, and we all have a wall, and we're going to breathe together at the wall. All right, so I'll walk you through those stages. Please step off the back side of your mat, or the long side of your mat, I should say. Nice wide feet. Good, toes are pointing forward, and you're going to go ahead and hinge at the hips and bring your hands to the ground, and then walk your hands to the other side of your mat. Once you're there, go ahead and lift up onto the balls of the feet and release down, taking the hips wide, hopefully onto the sides of the knees. And again, bring cushion underneath the knees if you can't come onto the sides of them. Good. Now, if you're still moving through the process, keep going at your own pace. The next step is to bring the inside arches of the feet flat to the floor. Once you're there, we come down onto the forearms, elbows under the shoulders, hands flat on the floor. And then you're just going to guide your hips back behind you. Just going to glide backwards a little bit. And you're going to feel it. And your first instinct might be to run from it. That's definitely understandable. That's just discomfort here. We'll breathe with it. We'll stay. Another reaction you might have to this is a clenching of your teeth. We don't do that here. Relax your jaw. And stay. Stay in spite of the discomfort. There's something really powerful that happens here if we can stay. And that is that we're starting to adjust our nervous system. You know, sometimes when we're uncomfortable, we run from the discomfort. And that's our fight or flight response, which is triggered into our system for when we are in life-threatening danger. Now, you are not in danger right now. You're just probably uncomfortable. And you can stay with that. You can breathe with that. And we train our nervous system not to kick into this fight or flight state just because we're uncomfortable. You know you can stay. You know you can breathe. Yes, it's uncomfortable. We're rewiring your brain. In addition to stretching your hips pretty deeply here, we're rewiring your brain. So keep the hips gliding back behind you. Keep breathing. Aware of the inhale, aware of the exhale. And we're just going to stay for about 1 more minute. It might be a long minute. If you ever want to make time slow down, come into this pose. But just like the pose before this, your mind will tell you to leave. But do you have to? Maybe, but probably not. This is a long minute, 30 more seconds. I'm actually watching the second hand on my clock. I promise I'm not keeping you there longer. 15 more seconds. And then you come to a certain point in this posture when you're practicing it where you're not sure how to get out even if you wanted to. So don't worry, I'm going to tell you how. The first thing you'll do is take a deeper breath and let your hips come forward slightly. And then you'll walk back up onto your hands. Then once you're up on your hands, you're going to bring the feet together or closer together, and then carefully walk the knees toward one another. So we're back on hands and knees. Now you can keep facing the way on your mat you're doing now. We're just going to come into child's pose, seat to the heels, forehead down. Now, even though we've come out of frog pose, the sensation is still there. So stay with the sensation. Maybe it feels like relief. Maybe it just feels interesting without a good or bad qualification. Stay with it. Maybe you notice something come up emotionally as you were in that posture. That's pretty normal. Sometimes anger, sadness, agitation, mix. Right. So taking a deeper, fuller breath here. When you're ready, please slither down onto your belly. So you probably have to turn on your mat and take your time with it, coming down onto the abdomen. Got to counterpose some of that work we've done so far. And even as you come down onto your belly, we opened up the hips. You might just feel a different quality here than we normally do. Maybe the hips feel more open, like the pelvis is spreading into the floor. And have your hands directly underneath your shoulders, elbows bending, and squeeze your elbows in toward your sides. Now, with your next inhale, press the pelvis into the floor. Lift your head, your chest, and your legs off the floor, coming into locust pose. As you exhale, slowly release down and turn your head to a side. We'll do that again. Roll the shoulders down the back, lift the head, chest, and legs, elbows squeeze in. And exhale, release, turn your head to the opposite side. Again, locust pose, head, chest, and legs lift. Exhale, release down, turning the head. Let's do two more, all right? Locust lift, inhale. Exhale down. We're gonna hold this last round, okay? So inhale, roll the shoulders down the back, lift the head, chest, and legs, squeeze the elbows in. Breathe and stay for about 5 deep breaths. Two more breaths. Lift up to your highest point, inhale. Don't collapse. Slowly lower down. And breathe. Good. So I know it might be far from where you want to be right now, but when you're ready, curl the toes under. Push up to hands and knees. Let's come into downward facing dog. Lifting the hips, you might need to walk the feet forward a little bit. And especially right now, our intention is to find length in the spine, so flatten out your back. So you can bend the knees until that happens. You can also take your feet a bit wider apart to help make sure that that happens. Feeling some extension in the spine. Good, then float gently down onto hands and knees again. Release the feet, child's pose. All right. When you're ready, please roll yourself up to a seat. Take your time with that. And go ahead and bring your legs out in front of you. Now, there are two options for the legs for this next exercise. The first is to cross your legs. And you do want to try to have a flat back here. You do want to try to sit up tall. And sometimes it's not possible for some of us when we cross our legs. So if that is the case for you, instead, you're going to extend your legs straight forward and pull the toes back, okay? Still trying to sit up tall here. You could also sit on a folded blanket if you want to. For the sake of demonstrating, I'm gonna keep the legs crossed. Now, we're gonna come into a twist. So I'd like you to take your right hand across to the outside of your left knee. And if your leg is extended forward, it'll be out the outside of your left thigh, right? Your left hand is gonna come behind your back, hand or fingertips on the floor, and I want you to sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in, pulling on that knee or the thigh. And then with an exhale, roll the left shoulder back, look behind you, twist, 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 and stay. And breathe. Feel the navel pull into the body and twist with you to the left. Good. Carefully unwind back to center. Inhale. All right. So let's do the other side. This time your left hand comes over to the outside of your right knee or thigh. Your right hand comes to the floor behind you or fingertips. Sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, roll the left shoulder back, pull on that thigh or knee, look behind you, twist, twist, twist. Staying in the pose, sit up a bit taller. Exhale, roll the shoulder back a bit more, the navel pulling into the body and to the right with you. All right, with your next inhale, carefully unwind. All right, so again, two options for this last exercise. You can keep the legs crossed where they're at, and that's fine. Or again, you can have the legs extending forward. Either way, sit up tall. Then exhale, walk the hands forward either over the legs or face in front of the crossed legs and just fold down over your legs, either crossed or extended forward. And the goal here is to feel the lower back stretch. So it's tempting to really reach with the arms. If the legs are extended forward, it's tempting to grab the feet. That's not the goal here. The goal is to feel stretch in the lower back. So you can relax the shoulders a bit and just feel the heart pull toward the floor. Breathe. Now, if your legs are extending forward, stay where you are. You don't need to move. You can just stay right there. If your legs are crossed, walk your hands back and sit back up. And you're going to switch the cross of your feet. Bring yourself into the non-habitual cross, and then come right back into the pose. It'll feel different here, maybe even a little bit awkward because you're not used to crossing your legs like this. And just take your time settling back into the pose. Again, thinking about the lower back stretching more than the shoulders. All right, with your next inhale, all of us will walk our hands back, coming up to a seat. Good. Beautiful. All right. So let's come onto our backs to rest in corpse pose, Shavasana. So flipping on over, take your time getting there. You've worked hard for it. We all get to rest now. And let the legs extend forward. Have your heels about mat distance apart, toes flopping out to the side. We've done a lot of work tonight to open up the hips, and letting the toes flop out to the side lets the hips relax. They've worked hard tonight. Let your arms relax by your sides, palms face up. This lets the shoulders relax. We did a little bit of work for the shoulders as well. And relax your jaw, relax your eyes. Soften your belly. Take a deep breath in and out and settle in. And know that for the next few minutes, there's nothing you have to do. You can relax. Peace, peace, peace. Please begin to take a deeper, fuller breath. Make some gentle movements in the hands and feet, the arms and legs, carefully bringing yourself back. As you're ready, you can roll to your right side before transitioning up to a seat. Once you've made it to a seat, go ahead and bring your palms together. Lower the chin. Taking a deep breath in now, just feel your body, the effects of the practice on your body. And feel gratitude for what your body would let you do tonight and for what your body would not let you do tonight. Both are great wisdom. And of course, there's all the effort that comes along with that. May that effort and this practice continue to serve you. So until next time, namaste.